Hello and welcome to Urbek. In this city builder from Estudios Kremlinois, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, a small development group in Chile, the objective is to build neighborhoods, communities, and cities, unlocking technologies along the way to attract and educate people, and to build more efficient structures. As we will soon see, each randomly generated map has a limited amount of natural resources, and the only way to make those resources last is to learn better and better technologies. This is the first playable alpha of this ambitious game, and we're going to take a look at what's already available and experience what this game has to offer. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Estudios Kremlinois for providing me with the key to play this for you today. So there are very few options here. We literally have a volume control. There is no music, there is just some sound effects. Contact takes you to their Discord, and we can play the game. There is no save and return, so the amount that I play in this episode or in a chain of episodes in a row is all we will have available to look at. Once I quit, then I am back to square one again. So let's go ahead and click play and take a look at what this game looks like. So it starts out with a basic tutorial about movement, WASD, and QE to rotate. And then we can use the P key to go into a photo mode. So the first objective is to build a road of at least 6 long heading into a forest. So let's see, we have lots of forests around. There's some controls over here. We have road/wooden bridge here. Housing here, a field option here, lumber camp. This is like a query tool, and then we have a destroy tool. So we can click with the query tool on a tile and see what type of biome that is. We have desert and steppe and grassland, and then we can also see that this is a laurel forest or a tineo forest, tepa forest. There's a few different types of trees here, and the individual trees just show the type of tree. Roble and ulmo. I'm assuming these are trees that are somewhat native to Chile. Just guessing there. And then, of course, we have coniferous forest down here. And we have some iron ore here. What the age means on the iron ore. So I have, and then there's cactus here in the desert. So I have played a little bit of this, probably about 10 or 15 minutes, spread across 2 different games. So we click a pond. Interesting that there's a locked requirement here. So I've played about 10 or 15 minutes spread out across a couple of games, and that's all I've gotten through. So I think we're going to build a road here. Let's see, maybe here. It's 6 long. And then we need to build 6 houses and 6 fields. By the way, when you click on one of these options, the first selected option is the one that it chooses for you. The other option is, of course, a wooden bridge here that we'll get to if we just head across the water. So we need to build 6 houses and 6 fields. If we mouse over these, it gives us some information about the building item. Housing costs, the shovel, which if we mouse over the shovel here, it's called work. And then we have food and wood, of course. And then we, of course, have population and happiness. So the housing costs 50 work and 10 wood. It consumes 10 food and produces 10 work. Each house can have 6 residents and produces 6 happiness. It needs to be within 3... The wording here is a little bit weird. I'm assuming this is some Spanish to English translation here. But the road needs to be at least, or at most, 3 squares away from any house you try to build. And the house can update to a variety of different types of living arrangements, including wooden huts. The housing, this is kind of like a housing zone more than a house itself. So it can upgrade to wooden huts, poor village houses, villas, and minor houses. Let's go ahead and place some houses here. I'm going to take advantage of that 3 tile range there and build this 3 tiles deep like that. And then we also need to build 6 fields, and that was 9. I guess I didn't need to build all 9, but we'll also build 6 fields, and maybe I'll put them here. And fields can be up to 5 squares away from the road, and they cost 30 work, consume 5 work, and produce 10 food. So after building those items, we have our next objectives here, which is to build a lumber camp in order to continue building houses, so to build it next to the forest. Lumber camp is here in the industrial looking buildings. Lumber camp, and I think I'm going to put it right here. Trees will grow as they're cut down, but there are too few trees. They may not be able to renew themselves, and your lumber camp will be abandoned as there are no mature trees to cut down. You can find out the name of the resources you have by hovering your mouse over each icon in the top right corner. And we did that already. So now we need to reach 100 population. At the top right, we can see the population and the happiness. And the houses will not appear if our food production rate is negative. So right now our food production rate, well, it was 0, and now it is negative. So we need to add a few more fields. And I'm going to do that by extending these out all the way to the 5 limit that we have here from the road. Because I figured I might as well build these out as far as I can get them and still take advantage of everything. I think we're going to want a few more roads here. So when I build the roads, by the way, if I look at the query tool here, they just show up as what's called a road. And then they can update to a nice road or a rural road. We can click on these. So the nice road needs 2 beauty and a 3 tile radius. So if I click on this, this became a rural road, which is this one, and this needs to have a certain amount of residents in a 3 tile radius. And then a rural road can upgrade into a paved road, which needs more residents, or a nice rural road, which is fewer residents but more beauty. So we have to keep that in mind as to what types of roads we want. I'm not sure what the difference is between the types of roads other than the way they look. We can also look at these houses here. So we have a wooden hut, which is the most basic housing. We already read what this produces, and this can update to these other types of houses once we have these population goals met. And all of these are wooden huts. All these tiles, even though they happen to look like empty tiles or like a forest or something, they're not. They are really housing. So we can house up to 54 people here, 6 residents times 9 tiles, and we have all 54 at this point. We have a little bit of surplus food, but not very much. I think we should build a few more fields here first to boost up the surplus food, and then also let the work build up too as we have the additional houses. So this house is going to consume 10 food, so we can place, well, now we can place 3 because we got a little bit more food production here. So we can afford 3 more houses because each one consumes 10 food, and so I'll place those there. And our work production is too low right now. And there it's going back up again. That's because the field's planted, but the houses hadn't become occupied yet. Okay, and we have, I think we're going to need to do some more housing. So I'm going to put a few more houses down here. And I think I'd like to have a crossroad here at some point. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know, maybe we can do that around this area someplace. And then you can see there's a little stop sign. Oh, and we can press space. Yes, it is space. To go into first person mode. And that gives us the ability to walk around our city here, see the crops that are planted, and it's kind of a random crop in each tile. This looks more like a wheat. Whereas this looks more like a vegetable of some kind. But it doesn't matter. It's just food. Food is food is food. So you don't have to worry about what it is that is planted. It'll be fine. All right, so let's do the rotate to kind of go back into like an isometric look here. So now we have neutral on the food, so we need to plant some more fields. This tree here is actually a tree, and so it won't let us plant there unless perhaps a lumberjack comes and chops it down. I'm not sure how that works at this point just yet. But some of the fields plant as trees too. As you can see here. But they still count as farms, so that's fine. As long as they still count as farms, then we're still good. So now we can put down 7 more houses. And we kind of just keep going. And you know, chill city builders like this, chill city builders like this are, just, this is kind of what you do. You just kind of work through the game and then you switch around and you work through the game and then you switch around and then you work through the game. Kind of in a repetitive motion. Press space to see your city from inhabitant's point of view. We just did that. And then we can use WSD and with the mouse left and right to turn. We can fly and, go up and down from the, using the left click and the right click to come back down, and then it told us what the mouse wheel did, and I don't remember what it does. So now we need to click the farm picture and the buttons on the left, and we need to see that the country house is locked. We need to have 150 population, so we want to reach 150 population, and we're working on it. So let's go here. It's kind of interesting to me that the country house, by the way, is in the farm tool rather than the housing tool, but that's the way the game works. So let's put down these, and then I'm going to put another road here, and this road will allow us to put more houses down in this area. I may have built too many houses though, so we need to put down some more fields. Yes, we do. There we are. That should help. And already one of them got occupied. And that should be enough houses to satisfy the 150 population. So we need to build at least 2 country houses. They give a lot of food and consume nothing. Well, that's useful. So a country house costs 300 work to build, which we have plenty of work, so that's fine. And they produce a crap ton of food, 100 food, and they store 200 food. It needs a road within 3 squares, and it needs to have no other country house in a 5-tile radius, but at least 12 farms in a 3-tile radius. So 3-tile radius is, I guess that would be 7 by 7. So maybe we could delete 1, 2, 3, maybe right here. That's interesting. And put down a country house right there, and then put that field back in there. And by putting it there, I'm satisfying as much of the fields as I can. I'm not sure what campo means in Spanish. I guess I could look that up quickly. Countryside. Okay. So it needs to have, this is the 12 tiles. It needs to have at least 12 farm tiles, countryside, as the translation gave me in Google Translate. And we have 27 within the radius, which 3 tiles. I don't have, okay, right, because this is only 2 tiles here, so it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 minus itself, minus this. And I'm not sure where the last one goes. Oh, it's 28 now because that tile was dead and planted yet. Okay, so that's just all you need to have is 12 field tiles within that radius. And then we need to build another country house. So we need to keep working our way this way in order to build another country house because we don't have 5-tile radius. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe right there is actually good enough. Oh, we need to go here then, I guess. Okay, let's put down a few more farms. Another row should be fine. And a couple more roads. I'm going to figure out how to get rid of these trees. Can I just bulldoze a tree? Oh, I can. Okay, well, then I'm going to do that then. That was kind of a duh moment. Let's do that. So I guess I could have pushed that country house a little bit closer out here, and that would have probably been a little bit smarter. 11 out of 12 farms. Do I have to wait for these to grow? Yes, I must have to wait for them to start growing. There we go. Select the magnifying glass and click on a hut. You'll be able to see what they can be upgraded to. Click on Poor Village House to see what it needs. For now, let's focus on Poor Village House. So it needs 200 population, and then they need energy. And they need some sort of density, which is this here. And so we need to build a lumberjack cabin close to the forest to produce energy that also needs 200 population to unlock. So we need to get our population up a little bit. We have plenty of food coming in now, so now's the time to build some more housing. and get those occupied. So that's going to be 6 by 6, which is 36 times 6, which should put us just over 200 once those all get occupied. Oops. Okay, don't right-click. That takes you out to a menu. Okay, we now have 200. So let's take a look here. We have a lumberjack cabin. Firewood is the first source of energy. Build it close to forest. It costs us 5 work to build, consumes 50 work. And I'm not sure what that rate is, if that's per minute or per what. It produces 30 energy and stores 250 energy and extracts wood. So it needs to be near a forest, but so does, and I don't necessarily want to put it too near. I don't think I want to put it too near to a lumberjack cabin so that they don't fight over the same trees. So maybe I should build this road out to that forest and then build the lumberjack cabin over here out of the way. Now we have a new resource here called energy. We can store up to 250, and we're currently accumulating 22. As soon as we started having some energy available, these houses immediately upgraded to poor village houses. And that's because they are, they're all in here tight together with other housing. So they're getting the credit we needed for the radius of housing here. And then they also produce more work, but they also consume more food, but they have more residents too. So that increases our population even more. Something else I was going to look at with this. Oh, yes, the paved road. So we upgraded from the rural road to the paved road because we now have additional high numbers of residents here in a radius. And we don't have any beauty yet, so we can't figure out this nice rural road yet. That's fine. We have an energy deficit here a little bit, so we might want to build another lumberjack cabin. These cannot be built too close together. As you can see, they have a 5 tile radius limit. So maybe another one over here would be good. But I think I want to put in maybe a few more, or at least space for a few more fields here. I don't think I'll put them in. Let's go. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. So let's go like this. And then we can come up here somewhere. And then we can put the grain silo, 300 pop. Lumberjack cabin, maybe out back in here someplace. And that should give us a little bit more energy, and yes, it does. And that should allow some more of these houses to upgrade if they're able to. And it looks like they might be able to now. Maybe they need more tiles? Is there a minimum number of tiles that they can... Then it's upgraded on its own. Okay, never mind. So we had... what's this here, by the way? Remember to make sure that no resource has a negative production rate. It will be marked in red when this is the case. Yep. Now that the poor village houses are unlocked and you have energy, something about grain silos. Be careful, poor village houses consume more food, so build a grain silo to be able to feed the population. There's a park available too. Grain silo needs 300 pop. So let's build a few more housing tiles here. Maybe just a row of 3. We could do a whole row of 6, I suppose. And I think I might take out some of this forest here, and here, and build a road this way. That way I can round this out a little bit with population. Okay, so a grain silo now. Grain silo produces 200 food, consumes a lot to build, 500 work and 200 wood. It stores 200 food. And the storage, by the way, are these numbers. That's how much is stored out of how much is able to be stored. It needs a road at 3 squares, no grain silo in a 5 tile radius, and at least 2 country houses in a 6 tile radius. So I think what we should do is delete something here in the middle, and then put our grain silo right in there, in between. Not the place to build. Oh, it's bigger. Okay. I didn't realize how big it was. I haven't actually gotten this one. This one done yet, or this far yet, so this is now new to me. Let's do that, and then we can do the grain silo, if it'll let me. Yes, it will. If you click on the Parks button on the left, you'll see that you can unlock the football pitches. That's the soccer fields in English, or in American English, I guess. For that, you need to reach 8 wellness. Happiness, as it says there on the tooltip. The villas can help you to improve your wellness/happiness. I see. To reach a villa, build 4 houses in a square shape, 2 by 2, away from your city with at least 1 park. If you build 2 parks, the road will have trees. Okay. Remember that the process may take some time. Get a villa. Okay. Well, let's put down a park first, maybe. They consume a lot of work, though, and they have beauty. So maybe if we did a little bit of beauty here, and then you put 2 parks together, the road will have trees, and that gave us an upgrade to nice rural road. Here, which is the beauty boost, that's what I wanted to see, what that looked like. And that's paved road. What's the difference between the paved roads and the nice rural roads? Is there any difference just yet? I don't see a difference, but maybe there will be a difference at some point. Don't run me over, please, car. Thank you. Oops, space to get out. Yeah. So we want to build this. We want to build this villa pattern. So let's try and get that built. So let's do some housing in 2 by 2 blocks, and with at least 1 park. Let's put a park here. Maybe we could even do 2 parks here like this. So now that should let us get to the villa level. It can update to a poor village house like these other ones have. It's interesting. These are kind of like row houses too, this is a neat kind of attribute of city builders, where they kind of dynamically assign different things. It's still a wooden hut. How do we get that to upgrade other than providing energy? I thought that was it. Oh, it needs more people around, right? With a 3 tile radius. Let's do, I guess we can do more housing there. And then, is that enough? Okay. If we put housing in here, and then also here, and we fill this in with parks down the middle. I like the little sound effects of placing the park. That's fun. The other option is, if you click on this for villa, this needs lots of residents. Oh, they're supposed to be sparsely separated. I understand now. So these are too close. Well, that's interesting. So, can these upgrade straight into villas? They can. Okay. So I did this wrong. Let me just bulldoze this whole thing here. I'm going to take those out too. Yes, it's costing us work in wood, but I can always, and maybe I should put down, speaking of wood, maybe I should put down another lumberjack hut. Let's put one down over here, or lumber camp, sorry. One over here. 1, 2, 3. That should be good, I believe. 3 squares. Yep. Okay, good. So further away from the rest of the city. These are villas. These are the rich people. Let's pull this out all the way maybe over there. And then we want a 2 by 2 house. And we want at least 1 park. Like that. And then if I click on this and I click on the villa, it looks like it's going to satisfy for the villa once it builds out. I like all the different cars too. And I like the kind of pixel graphics, but they're kind of a light pixel graphics. Okay, so these should be able to upgrade to villa now. There it goes. Boom, villa. So it produces 10 work, consumes a lot of food and energy. Relative to these, which are, or even these, which are producing 1 to 1, and these, which are kind of producing a little bit more than 1 to 1, even if you include the energy as a consumed resource there, which is, it is, but it's a different resource to consuming. These produce about half, or less than half, as much as they consume. So this should be, so getting day happiness at the moment may not be very easy, so you can follow the tutorial without building a soccer field. You will see that there are different ways to develop your city. Some mayors are not interested in soccer fields. Let's see what you need to do to get village house from poor village houses. Click the magnifying glass on one of your poor village houses, and then the list of possible updates on village houses. All right, so we need to unlock 450 population. We're getting there, pretty close. We need to have a service provided by a mini market or local market, beauty given by parks, and density given by other houses. Well, we have the density here. Maybe I should have been a little bit more, or planned a little bit better with my housing. Maybe I should have done 3 tiles of housing and then a tile of park kind of thing in the middle, and then had 3 more tiles of housing, so made these blocks a little bit bigger. But I think this is kind of, a learning phase. This game is brand new to me and to everyone at this point, so it's kind of good. So we need to get to the 250 population, though. And I think in order to do that, we need to put down some housing here, but maybe I should... let's go ahead and do that, and then let's just delete some of these houses, maybe. Yeah, let's do that, and put in some parks here. And then we'll put down the houses that I deleted extra. And that'll hopefully get us to about 450 pop. No, maybe not. Let's take a look at that soccer field. That's here. We can't actually place one now. Maybe we should put it down here next to the villa. Is that a good place? Or should it be like up here? I think it should be up here, where people can use it. That needs a park by it, by the way, it looks like, because it needed... beauty, or it has 1 beauty. Okay, it is one beauty point. So we did get that. What do you want? Exclamation thingy? Is that that's gonna drop because there's not enough people in the radius. Okay, so we're going to lose this as a poor village house. Well, that's unfortunate. But I guess the corners kind of make sense that they would be the lower. And that's probably because I deleted that, or no. And maybe I should move this soccer field a little bit. So let's put the housing here instead. And then I will put a house here also. And I'm going to put that soccer field in, where is it? Here. Okay, we need to get the happiness back up now. That's interesting. Hopefully you'll upgrade again. Looks like you will. And hopefully these will also upgrade to their wooden huts. Almost there on the population. It may be time to build another city block. Let's see. I can do maybe just a little bit for now. Here are some of your poor village houses. Build a local market or mini market for services, and a park or soccer field for beauty. The local market needs fields nearby, while the mini market can be built anywhere but consumes food. So the local market, we could potentially put one in. Were those here? Needs 8 farms in a 5-tile radius. So we should be able to put, what's the, okay, it doesn't need to have any adjacency to road, but might as well put it there. So that'll be good. And then that might get us to the point where we can have a village house. Looks like we will get that one to upgrade. And we're starving ourselves a little bit. Let's put down some more fields here. Delete that tree. Another field here. Very good. Now you'll see their houses seem to be of better quality. Let's go click on one. Village house. Yay! With more colorful roof and flowers in the gardens. But be careful. Make sure there's always a good supply of food and energy. Yeah. The big step now will be to get skilled works. For that, you need suburb houses, which need schools, which in turn need iron. Make an iron mine near an iron deposit. So I remember seeing an iron deposit somewhere. And I'm assuming that that is here, and we need to have 550 population anyway. But I think this is actually a good place to stop. So in the next episode, I'll keep this game open, and I'll record another episode right away after, so that we can continue into the iron mine, and maybe into the schools, and then the suburb houses. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you again to Estudios Kremlinois for the key to play this for you, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.